Good evening, everyone. It's Monday night, and welcome once again to the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by AMG Logistics, with myself, Paul Hickis, and tonight I'm joined by Mark Meredith, back from the Sniffles.
Good evening, all.
Mr. Robe Mark Adams.
Good evening, friends.
We love you, Robe.
Friends.
I love you too, friends.
Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
Mr. Fixer Craig Courtney.
Good evening, and we all love Robe. Hashtag love Robe.
The Chairman, Alan Watson.
Good evening, everybody.
And last but by no means least, the main man, Mr. Chris Brown.
Good evening.
So another good week for Blues. Back-to-back wins last Tuesday and on Saturday. And obviously amongst some shocking officiating and refereeing decisions along the way. The most blatant penalty that wasn't given, followed by the penalty we got. I think probably give that because he didn't give the first one, if I'm being honest. But I'll start us off with last Tuesday at Huddersfield. And for me, probably goal of the season so far from Keshi Anderson. And I think probably the worst decision certainly one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in football for not giving a red card. That challenge on Iwata was absolutely horrific, wasn't it, Claire?
Yeah, well, we couldn't really see it from where we were, but the fact that the referee was 2 yards away and gave a yellow, I think the way that the Blues players surrounded him, it was pretty obvious. But I think also Dykes got away with one as well. So, but definitely was a red card. It was nice to actually seeing that the team actually play some football against us.
Yeah.
I think that really helped. I think Allsop to Laird was the combination.
Yeah.
I think Anderson played well. I think all of them did, but I think with Iwata, I think that he actually controlled the game.
Yeah.
I think he made such a difference. And, I mean, that goal, to witness that live, I mean, in the away end, it was mayhem when that went in.
Yeah.
I generally thought it was going to go over, but obviously it didn't. And it was probably one of the best goals I've seen live ever.
Yeah.
The technique and everything was brilliant. I think we held strong. I think Jay ran around. I think all of them played really, really well on Tuesday. And it was just really nice to watch, really, even though at the end of the game you hear them all going, oh, they weren't that good. And I'm thinking, we played some of our best football that we played for ages.
Yeah.
And on to Saturday again, I just think that we played well against a Rotherham team that, again, came to actually try to play football. It's been quite refreshing recently to actually have a couple of games where you haven't got 10 behind the ball. And, you know, we played really, really well in that as well. And we got the winner, so came back from behind. So that's all that matters. But if you said to me, 2 wins, happy days.
Doesn't matter how you win, as I always keep saying on here, I'd rather win, 2-1, 1-0 than, save the goals, obviously, across 10 games than scoring them all in one, 1 or 2. But yeah, Road, which obviously you was there Saturday, but did you watch Huddersfield as well, I presume, obviously on Sky? Yeah.
Like Claire said, I mean, it's quite interesting. The teams who came down with us are the ones who are playing football. So, they both gave us, they didn't pack 10 men behind the ball and play for a draw like a lot of the sides have done. There's just 2 really good wins, and again, you don't want to be complacent, but what is going to stop us exactly this season?
Nothing.
I think nothing. I think it's
referees.
Even they ain't stopping us out, are they?
Well, no,
they're doing their best.
Yeah, they're doing the best, but they ain't doing it, are they? So we're still managing to get 3 points, even when we're playing against these refs.
The referee, we've got. Yeah, teams are out to clog us. I can't believe Iwata started on Saturday, let alone.
I know, I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe he started. I was shocked to see him in the squad before the game, the pictures of him in the squad. But to actually see him start, what a tough little cookie he is. It's looking good.
Yeah, he's a lucky man.
Really good.
He's a lucky man, really, because that could have been a really, really bad outcome. Obviously the challenge, it doesn't make the challenge any better. The fact that he managed to play the next game for me, it was just as bad as anything you're ever going to see, in my opinion. Really was. And how the hell he never got a red card for it is totally beyond me.
That was disgusting. That was a terrible decision.
Yeah.
Awful.
Absolutely. But yeah, Mark Meredith, how are you, mate? Are you, what are you now percentage-wise?
Yeah, getting there about probably over 65% better, I think. Still got that lingering cold, but I've heard it goes on for a couple of weeks. So, but no, I agree with both Claire and Robe. I think, Tuesday last week, watched it on the TV. Great goal. Obviously, we've all seen that. Two bad decisions, to be honest, one on both sides. Obviously, we just talked about the red card for their boy, and I think then Dykes could have got a straight red just after that as well. So, poor refereeing on both of those. Great to see Iwata back, obviously, Saturday. And then going into Saturday's game, thought we can, control the game pretty much again. Give away a silly goal just before half, but still had that feeling at half time that we'd get back into it, honestly. And it's not been like that for a few seasons, really, that you've had that feeling where you get in second half and go, we still win this game. But, come out and second half, we were obviously by far the better team and got the 2 goals we needed. And, great to see Iwata play. Gardner Hickman was superb, which was great news with him signing obviously a full contract today.
Yeah.
6 points in a week against 2 of the teams we got relegated with. Got an exciting week coming up. We play tomorrow we'll see a couple of players we haven't seen play a lot of minutes. Another step to hopefully a Wembley trip there. And then we test ourselves against a really good Premier League team on Saturday before we have what's probably our most important league game to date against Cambridge next week, with it being our game in hand and hopefully a home win and push us an extra couple of points ahead of the others.
Yeah. What do we think is the most important game this coming week? Do we think it's tomorrow night or Saturday?
And I'll be honest, Paul, I reckon it's tomorrow. I'd love to beat Newcastle, but realistically, that is our trip to Wembley on the horizon.
I think with Robe, I think I'd rather win tomorrow and then just make ourselves proud against Newcastle. Really, we're not expected to win, but just go out there and have a game, and for everybody watching, just a good one, not just for the fans, but obviously the whole audience on BBC.
Yeah. Craig, obviously you took part in a brilliant send-off for Leo Ross before kick-off on Saturday as well. Obviously, you made it onto the Blues pages as well, etc. So well done for that, mate. And it was just a great send-off for him, wasn't it? And he was just obviously going as well as I arrived as well, just as I arrived. So I was sort of in it myself as well.
Yeah, firstly, thank you to everybody that took part, because it was just so touching, and having family myself at that age, it really does hit home, it's just how ridiculous what has happened is. The fans coming together as one, the balloon launch, the march from the Roost down to the stadium. And then the banners, the anti-knife crime, the angel in the sky with Leo on there, the wreaths from, across the club, and also huge credit to the guys from Rotherham, because their supporters club not only laid a wreath and a scarf that went with everything, but also they did a collection both on the coaches and inside the stadium, which has all gone towards the different GoFundMe pages. So phenomenal, really. But we should never have been in that situation, and never ever want to be doing that sort of thing again. It's great to get together as fans in solidarity, but never again. A 12-year-old to lose their life is just unreal. And say no to knife crime, plain and simple. A knife is for your table at home. It's not for in your pocket. So let's, it was a celebration at the time. It was nice to hear from Jeremy Dale and his speech. It got lots and lots of coverage across all of the different radio and television channels, which again helps to show how much the fans have come together. And that 12-minute applause, You know, I think in all the times that I've seen them inside the stadium, I don't think I've ever been to one where actually you literally see everybody standing at the same time, and it was just great.
Yeah.
Result, you know.
Can I just say that? Did I just say on that, Craig? I thought fair play to the ref on that he actually.
Oh, brilliant that he stopped it. Yeah. I jokingly said to a few people, the ref should stop the game. You know, the player should kick the ball out. But the fact that not only did the keeper hold on to the ball, but the referee noticed it and was applauding along with every set of players on the field as well, was just it was brilliant, and it was a credit and fair play to that ref for doing what he did. You know, when we talk about the results, phenomenal strike. I'm going to go against the grain though, because I still think Dykes' goal was better overall than the one on Tuesday. Just purely for the fact of the skill that he had to bring it over the player as well. But hey, we'll be the judge. Everybody will be the judge of that at the end of the season when it comes to the voting. But then on Saturday, it was again one of those games where even when we went behind, yes, it silenced a few people, but you never had this fear that you wasn't going to get back into it.
That's true.
This never say die attitude that is at the club at the moment is just incredible. And Gardner Hickman, as well and truly, you know, Saturday was just a bit part of earning that constant contract now, and that signing at the end of the season. So it's brilliant. He was phenomenal, and by far was player of the match on Saturday. I don't think there was anybody else to touch him. But can I just say, I mean, there's a lot that's going out there at the moment and being said about Stansfield. Right? Stansfield wasn't himself on Saturday. We didn't really see the celebrations that we've seen in the past when he scored his goals. But if these rumours around the abuse that he apparently took prior to the game and has been taking is true, then some fans need to wind their necks in, and they need to realise that his kid is still only young. He's signed for a massive amount of money. He's been injured. He's learning his trade still. Get off his back and back him. Do not abuse him. And, you know, if it is true, then those people don't come back to St Andrews. We don't want you there. Go and support the other team down at B6 if you really want to go and be like that, because it's not called for. And Jay Stansfield has, I think, 99.9% of the backing of the stadium. Now, 0.01% need to, like I say, wind the necks in and get off his back, because it's ridiculous. But, hey, on to Tuesday, and yeah, I agree, right? Saturday's a free hit, an absolute free hit. So Tuesday is our opportunity to be 90 minutes away from Wembley at the end of that game. So bring it on. And dare I say, people won't agree with this probably, but if we get through this game, as we should do, get through it, I want another away game, because it follows exactly the same as the last time we got to that final where we played every game away from home. So
it's 2 legs, the semi-final anyway, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's only one, from what I understand. I think it's only one leg.
2 in the semi-final. That's the only round.
Oh,
Is that confirmed? Because I've been looking it up, and the only thing I could see was one leg.
Yeah, I think it's one leg.
I think it's one.
Who did we play in the semi-final last time in '95?
oh,
Orient.
Orient.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Alan, so Saturday, I presume you watched on TV last Tuesday and came up on Saturday?
Correct, yes. And the TV camera at Huddersfield had a perfect shot of that disgusting foul. And I would say, in defence of Dykes, I don't think he deliberately elbowed him. I think he put his arm out and he caught the bloke, but I don't think that was deliberate. Whether it should have been a red card is arguable. But the foul on Iwata was a deliberate attempt to put him out the game. And, well, I just don't want to talk about the referee, an idiot. Saturday, thoroughly enjoyed the game. It was, I would say, I'd give everybody who took part, substitutes included, give them all an 8, and I'd give Stansfield 8.5, 9 for his 2 goals. And I'm going to throw a little. I think his goal was up there with whether it's the goal of the season or not, I don't know, but it's up there in the shake-up because it was so clever. So he nipped in between 2 people and just I don't know how he got it in. Just a simple tapping in the end, but it was so clever. I thought, well, has that got in? It was really good. And his penalty, well, you don't stop them, do you? I mean, I've been a bit worried he's knocked penalties too near the goalkeepers. He set them the wrong way, but they've gone down the middle, and I don't like that. But that one was an absolute buster on Saturday. And I just thoroughly enjoyed the game. Rotherham may have thought that they put an effort in, but percentages of possession was still 70-30 in our favour. We had 26 shots to their 9, 6, 8 and 9 on target, and they had 2. So if that's coming and having a go, well, keep them coming.
Yeah.
But it was a thoroughly enjoyable game. I sat, glued to my seat, and I certainly wasn't going to go before the end, even though that got a bit near 5 o'clock and I had to scoot off. But I did stay to the end. Loved every minute of it. It was just and getting back to the poor lad that was killed. That Scribers Lane where it happened. My 2 kids went to school in that road. I mean, it's a long time ago now, but it was.
I went to school near there.
On Chilcot?
Yeah.
You went to Chilcot?
Yeah, my mum worked there as well.
Oh, really? Oh,
there
well.
Wow.
Well, my kids were about 20 years before you. But yes, that was, and I agree that the response to it was good, and there was another one on the news tonight in Yorkshire, ironically, South Yorkshire. Another kid got stabbed.
Yeah, 15-year-old.
What's the world coming to?
Crazy.
What's the world coming to?
Absolutely.
Very sad.
It was only, I was looking at the statistics today. I mean, the last 3 or 4 years, it works out on an average, every couple of days, someone was stabbed.
Yeah.
In the last 3 years. That is just, that's incredible. What's going on?
I know, just horrendous.
Mad.
But yeah,
Mad.
I don't know what the world's coming to. I really don't. Terrible. But one thing we haven't mentioned is Kieran Dell's impressive debut as well on Saturday. I was well impressed with him. I thought he got a lovely left peg on him. He put a lovely ball in corners, set pieces, and obviously he played a big part in that first goal, didn't he? He put a nice ball over for Dykes to nod down. He was debatably offside, I will be honest, Dykes. I thought he was off. From where I was saying, it looked like he was off. But it wasn't given, so we'll take it. Again, it goes down to the officials in this league. He's nodded it down lovely for Jay to obviously convert it, as you say. A lovely smart finish, and we're back in the game. But we should have had a penalty, shouldn't we, before we did?
Oh, yeah.
Keshi Anderson.
Did the referee notice that Anne Bloke had to go off injured, and we never even got a free kick?
Yeah.
It's bizarre, absolutely bizarre.
Well, it was bad enough in the Championship, wasn't it? The refereeing and the officiating. So it's only going to get worse when you go down a level. So put up with this for one season, and then we're back in the Championship, and hopefully they'll be a little bit better. I don't think they're much better though, but I think they'll be a little bit better.
I mean, it's interesting to hear the comments of Steve Evans and the fact that before the game had even started, he was questioning that referee.
Yeah.
And when you've got the opposition questioning things, you sometimes think just, okay, that's a little bit of sour grapes because of what happened. Actually, it's been proven to be true now. The decisions were so up and down. Should have been a penalty, wasn't given. Yeah, touch and go for our penalty. I think you're right. He balanced these books, basically.
Yeah.
But some of the things that he let go and then stuff he was pulling up was just it was chalk and cheese. I mean, full stop. Officiating needs to be looked at. I do feel for some of the referees because I've got to say some of the rules that are now in place, you don't know how to interpret them. I mean, Mark Meredith, it's got to be hard to coach players nowadays to rules when they change so often. I mean, the handball rule is a great example. Starts off the season one way, he's completely different now. But I mean, how hard is it as a coach to try and get into players, especially at a young age? What is what is an handball? Etc.
It's really tough, especially the handball one now, because the last thing you want to do is teach a defender to defend with his arms to his side or behind his back, because obviously the stance of that is going to be it's not what you want to be teaching your defensive stances. But there's nothing you can really do. You've got to follow the rules. You've got to change it. We have the issue at youth level that these kids can't head the ball until they're 14 and 15 years old. So by the time you get them to that age, none of them have ever headed the ball. So going into a game where they can head, then it actually becomes a bit of a circus and a bit, I think, even more dangerous than if they knew how to head it, because people don't want to go up and do it, and there's feet flying and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's really difficult at youth level, and it's difficult for us as coaches as well to keep up with those rule changes. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. That's never gonna change, and new rules are always gonna come in. But yeah, we're not gonna ever get back, unfortunately, to the old-fashioned football game as it was, are we?
No. Fortunately, the handball rule is ridiculous, isn't it? Really, it really is. If you're putting your arms completely up, that's fine. But if it's aiming full force for your face, and you're obviously putting your hands up and arms up to protect to protect yourself, then I don't think that should be a penalty, personally.
Well, that's what gets me, when Arsenal scored against the Vile a couple of weeks ago, and you see it, and he basically just changes his body movement, and his arm goes in. Now, to me, there's nothing he can do with that. He's not stuck his arm out and punched the ball in the goal. And I understand what the rule is, that if it's a hand, it's not going to be a goal. But that to me is what the most ridiculous rule you can get, is that it's because any part of your body, but he's had it glued to the side of his body. He hasn't even moved.
No, exactly. No, it's madness. But anyway, I think we've covered both games there, haven't we, pretty well, and talked about most incidents there. And good evening to everyone on YouTube as well. Do give us your comments and questions, and we'll read out as many as we can. We got any good ones coming in early, Chris?
You'll have to come back to me in a bit, because I'm not on YouTube at the second, but I will be in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, no problem at all. Any good ones on Facebook then, Craig?
Yeah, we've got a few where people are saying that they've also seen the comments around Stano, but they believe that it might be a few of our I'm not going to say friends, but people in B6 trying to stir it a little bit and upset the apple cart as such. Bill Means has said, if we keep on winning, who cares? Because we might be up by Easter, and I think that's everybody's thoughts around it. I did see some really good stats the other day that came out. Very complex. I won't read them all out, but in short, Wrexham have got to win something like 8 more games than we do to even stick a chance of getting into the top 2, let alone anything else. And those teams that are around us are relying on us losing 5 games and then winning those 5 games to even overtake us. So it's scary to think that there's a Birmingham fan where we're talking about those different things already. Steve Kimberley, their left back, should have been booked early doors for his tackle on Laird. Totally. The referee should have set his stall out really early so that we knew what was coming, but he didn't. He let things go. And Steve Kimberley wasn't aware of this, but we're talking there about stats around stabbings, but apparently there's 2 people being stabbed on Broad Street earlier on today as well.
Oh, yes. Sunday night, yeah.
Yeah, there was 2 today altogether.
Steve Kimberley has also said, great signing with Taylor Gardner-Hickman, but do we still need to go and sign Davies? Because in his opinion, his class and knowledge is priceless.
Yeah.
His off the line in the first half in the game was a good example of that. And finally, basically, the online, again, we'll go back to it. The online abuse is not coming from Birmingham fans. Stop stirring things up. So it's all positive on the front. When we talk about
sorry, anyone abusing Stansfield must have had their memories wiped, because it's only like what 3 years ago we was watching Jonathan Lecco. Last year we were watching Chris Burr. You know, for God's sake, even if he has a bad game or a couple of bad games, he doesn't score for a few games. You know. Just give him a bit of breathing space. I know he's our record signing, but he's scoring for fun at this level, and he will next season as well in the Championship. So he's definitely going to grow with us. He's the future of the club. You know, I'm talking long term now. I think he'll be with us a long time. I'm going to go as far as to say there's no he can't play in the Premier League for us as well.
That's the thing. He's only just come back from injury, so he can play a few games. Yeah, Keshi's just come straight back in.
Yeah,
but I think Jay might be one of these players that might need 2, 3, 4 games to kind of get going. But the thing is, though, he's just got to get used to the negativity as well, I think. And I think he's got to have a bit more broad shoulders and show what he can do. Yeah. You know, celebrate, you know, if you score, come on. Like, I get that he's getting a lot of abuse and things like that. But if it's from them, not down the road, prove it. Prove how good you are.
Yeah. The one person I do feel sorry for in all of this is Alfie May, because he's been on the bench now from the start in the last 2 games. And for me, he's again, one of our main bagsmen, isn't he, in the squad? And there's no way this is just my opinion, right? And Dykes has got a bit better, don't get me wrong, but there's no way he'd be in my starting 11 ahead of Alfie May. Do we all agree with that?
I'd just like to say something. There was criticism of the combination, whether it was right, whether it was wrong, whether it was who should be. Those 2 blokes have scored over 25 goals between them, and we're only on halfway.
Exactly.
So what? I know he keeps shuffling it around to get the best, but it's hardly a failure, is it?
No. You can't really moan too much when we're top of the league and obviously coasting. But just for me personally, I just think Alfie May, you know, he deserves that shirt up front. He runs his whatsits off for us. He scores goals. Yeah. And I like that going with Jay to the left and him through the middle. And unfortunately, Williamson obviously got injured and he was doing well behind May. And we had something good going there with Keshi on the right. But obviously you get injuries and you have to make changes. And it has worked with Dykes in there as well in the 10. But when Williamson's back, for me, he comes straight back into that position. But I'd just like to see Jay off the left again with May up front, because he'd always be my number 9, Alfie May would. That's just my opinion.
I think Dykes played on Saturday because if you looked at their back 4, they were 4 oak trees.
Yeah,
and it just needed somebody to knock them about a bit, and he created a goal in the end.
Yeah. No, I'm not
did his job.
Yeah,
and when Alfie did come on, he was good as well. I mean, he didn't score, but he still did his job. He run his nuts off, etc., and it was part of a complete team performance. You know, sometimes, I mean, this is what I like about the manager. He's not afraid to change things for the opposition, because it usually works, doesn't it? And if it doesn't work, then he'll switch it halfway through and go back to plan A. I mean, I just think he's brilliant. I'll tell you a little story. As I told you last week, I was going to Tottenham on Thursday night. And after 20 minutes of watching them, I thought, I've seen this team play before. They were exactly the same as us. They played the same setup, playing out from the goalkeeper, 2 wide men, 1 in the middle. If the wide men weren't available, they knocked it up to the middle man and he knocked it wide, and they all moved up. And the only difference between them and us, they'd got Song. And Song made a difference when it got to the top end of the play. He made a difference. But the opposition just kept filing back. It took them an hour to score against a side which were probably not Championship level, but they just kept filing back, and kept them out for an hour. Then it all fell apart. But you can see our manager's effect on Tottenham. Tottenham played exactly. If you'd have, painted the shirts blue, you would have known the difference.
Sorry, Craig, back to you, mate. You was reading out some comments.
Yeah, I was just going to say that there was one from Ian Clayton. He said, it's weird how you never hear negativity towards Jay at the games. They're all keyboard warriors. And at the moment of the match for him was seeing Alfie laughing at the Rotherham keeper when he got booked. Yeah, I think, there's this, and excuse the phrase here, but shithousery that goes on with the team, right? It's brilliant. It's absolutely awesome. And you can see that is resonating across all of them. But also, you mentioned there, Alan, about, the belief in the team and the way things are. But, Davies is bringing the best out of every player now that's coming in there. Laird, start of the season, we was all worried about Laird. We all said the same thing. We don't know whether he's going to be good enough, whether he's going to click. We're seeing so much good stuff out of him now, both defending, going forwards. I do wish at times he would whip a ball in a bit quicker. And I think that only comes with experience. But the thing is, at the moment, they're all on fire. They're playing for each other. They're playing for the shirt. They're playing for the club. And that's a danger to anybody else that's around us in this league. There's no reason, but once we've played our games in hand, that we cannot be 10 points ahead of everybody else going into that Easter period.
I've said all along that we'll win it by double points.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be right or wrong. I hope I'm right. I think I will be. But for me, the moment of the match on Saturday, it has to be Gardner Hitman doing the worm onto the pitch.
yeah, that was brilliant. Oh my God, I can get back on and stop the game. Yeah, okay, and you come.
And the video they've put out as well. Have you seen that? Him signing his contract and he's worming into the training ground to sign it. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But that's a nice segue actually, because I think he's been outstanding. I've liked what I've seen of him since he's put our shirt on, and to know now that he's our player and he's not on loan, he's great news for me. Fantastic. I think he's going to play again. He'll play a big part. He's versatile. He's a good squad player. He can play, and everywhere he's played, he's done a job, hasn't he? Even when he was at right back, I really liked him at right back as well.
Coming out of Davies today is exactly the same thing, that no matter where he's asked him to play, he has given 110%. Yeah. And that's what's interesting, his contract. That might be the stumbling block on the other areas. But I've got to say, it's quite scary what we're building for next season already, when you think about it. Your defence is looking solid as it is. Clara, wow. Clara is the new Liam Daesh. He will head and stop anything that he's put in front of him. Yeah. And we've got Newman coming through the door before, and it's like, bring on the fun times and let's enjoy the rest of this season, because I think, the players are certainly going to do it. And I don't know about anybody else, but I think there might be a fight to get end of your season tickets to go to the to player awards this year instead of I'm not going because we've just been relegated. It might be a bit weird.
Mm. You want to be a good night, wouldn't it? Which will be, we'll look forward to. But
like the chicken there, it's nice.
They put a better commitment.
There's always one.
I hope he's better than last time.
And hopefully come from Birmingham as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that Cockney bloke, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was about as funny as a fart in a spacesuit, weren't he, Claire?
Anyway. Well, we've just been relegated, and then some random Cockney came on trying to make us laugh, and we'd just been relegated, I think, a day or two before. That not my cup of tea.
Read the room, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, if the club are listening and you want any ideas, simple. Jasper Carrot, if you want any comedians, you won't beat him, and in front of a bunch of blue noses, be the best thing ever.
Yeah,
he was there anyway, wasn't he?
He was.
He was there. He was with Gary Pendrew, wasn't he?
Yeah. The only outgoing I've heard of today is Alfie Chan going to Walsall. All the best to Alfie there, and going to work with Matt Sadler at Walsall. So I'm sure Matty will look after him and bring his game on, and obviously get yourself out there and get some game time. And it'd be good to see him, playing the rest of the season and being a regular starter for them, wouldn't it, in League Two? And there's no doubt I think they'll win League Two and come up to one. Yeah.
So, it's nice, though, that we are letting our kids go out on loan. I mean, there's been many a season where we've needed them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The fact is now that actually we can give them game time and actually see what they can do. And give them adult football.
Yeah, 100%. And it wasn't so long ago when our squad was full of them, and now it's difficult for any of our academy products to get in the squad, isn't it? Never mind on the pitch.
Fraser, you were talking about youth, but Fraser Higgins is saying that he's hearing that Yoko is going on loan to Belgium. I think there's kind of some mixed reports, aren't there, in regards to is he going on loan? Is it going to be a permanent? Nobody seems to know at the moment, but I'm sure the club will make the right decision and do what's right for the player at the end of the day. If he is going to go, we'll say I'd have liked to have seen a bit more out of him.
100%. I like what I've seen of him. I do. Whenever he's appeared, it just gives us that sort of injection of pace. And I think in certain games we probably could have done with him coming off the bench when he hasn't. If you know what I mean, he hasn't.
I'd rather have him than Harris.
And I would.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at that. Look at the Lincoln game.
Yeah.
But, going back to tomorrow. Sorry, Paul. Talking about cups. Would we change it much tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to give some a breather. I mean, I personally, I'll give Jay a breather. Put him on the bench and start with Alfie. We've
got to play Cochrane again, haven't we? Because we haven't signed the other left back yet. I don't know if he's actually officially signed yet.
I thought he was signed on Saturday. I read about it.
He's not signed yet.
No.
I'd change it big. I'd bring Juki and everybody in and just go like we have on the other rounds.
Would you?
Yeah.
They've let us down in those rounds, so why not? Give them a chance again.
We played a few, and then we played a few first team regulars at Swindon, though, didn't we? We played I think Cochrane started, didn't he? And
Yoshi Armour started in things like that, and I just think I would be sad to see him go because he's the only one really that offers us a bit of pace and a bit of flair that gets you off your seat. But I think Dowell would be great. Really liked him. I think he might play because he's only had 2 training sessions and he's been in 2 games, isn't he, or something ridiculous.
Hanley might start.
Hanley will start, I think.
Yeah. I'd rest Clara. I'd rest some of the ones. Obviously, goalkeeper will change, and I think Laird will carry on playing, and I just think Harris might play. Dykes will probably carry on.
Is Stamstead available?
He'll play Stansted centre back, I think, with Hanley.
I'd like to see Juki on the field with Dowell because I reckon, if you take look at the weekend and the way, like Paul said at the beginning, every ball that he was whipping in was an absolute beauty.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely love to see him whipping in the balls for Juki because, despite all the speculation, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to be a Birmingham City player until the end of the season. He wants to see us back up there, and I tell you, he wants a piece of silver for silverware, doesn't he? So why would he want to move on?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be interesting. Anyway, there's only a few hours left of the window anyway, so let's see what happens if there's any more incomings or outgoings. I'm not seeing us. So we link with a striker as well from Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, I saw that today.
Yeah, the young
19-year-old.
Yeah, don't know if he's appeared for their first team, has he? I don't know. I've never heard of him. I'm going to be honest again.
No, not heard of him again. I think if that's going to be one, that'll be one for the future, maybe. Yeah,
it's we're in a good position. We're sitting pretty at the top of the league, very comfortably with a good squad of players, and I think for me, just a backup left back for Cochrane with Buchanan unfortunately getting injured. If we can get that done before 11 p.m, then I think that's us then, isn't it, for the rest of the season?
Yeah.
And then next season, obviously, it'll be interesting to see how we rebuild from there. But let's just take one step at a time and one game at a time. And coming on to tomorrow, as we say, I do think they'll make a few changes, but I don't know if they'll make wholesale changes. I'm not sure. We'll see. Either way, I don't mind if we win the game.
Comments out to everybody, actually, for me, Clayton. And sorry, guys, I overspoke a couple there, so do apologise. He just wants to put it out there that we're all only opinionated about formation and players, etc. But he sees a lot of people commenting how Davies should change the formation to suit players. And he's put, me for one, I'm happy that we are 17 games unbeaten, and I wouldn't change a thing Davies has done. People have been moaning. Yes, it's not the most entertaining, but it's working. Is this just my opinion? And going into tomorrow's game, I'm on about past games during the league and fixtures. Will things change? I personally wouldn't.
I think a lot of
I
these...
couldn't care less how we get 3 points as long as we get 3 points and go through to the next round of cups.
a lot of these teams in this division are stopping us from playing, aren't they? They don't let you play. They're kind of like just kicking you in the air, and the pitches are, you know, a bit dodgy as well, to say the least, away from home. And, you know, you're going to struggle to play. Anybody would struggle to play pretty football at some of these away grounds against some of this opposition. So I think we're going the right way about it for the teams that we're playing against. I mean, I think a Wigan away, that was a nice pitch, and we played great football there and won 3-0 comfortably. And when we've been allowed to at certain away grounds, we played some good football. But don't get me wrong, it would have been nice to maybe see us by now completely hammer somebody at home, but it just hasn't happened, you know, because they come down here and it's their big day out, isn't it? And everybody seems to go up 10% when they come to St Andrews, which is understandable because a lot of these players have probably never played in front of a crowd this big.
Nah. But they're like San Marino, aren't they, Paul? It's like playing San Marino every other week. They come, take a few photos and play for a throw-in.
Yeah. The only difference is their best result probably away from home is probably about a 5 or 6-0 defeat, isn't it? So, you know, we've created a lot of chances and not put them away at times. And then in other games, we haven't created much and just scraped a 1-0 or a 2-1. But I couldn't care less, to be honest, as long as we win. That's all that matters. As long as we win the game and that final whistle's blown and even if it's only 1 goal difference, that's fine by me.
I think people forget how many years, especially away from home, that like we got 15 away wins. It's taken like 5 years for me to see 15 away wins. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, literally, I just think that some of us need to be, shall we use the word humbled? Because that's in the press at the moment. But I do think that, like, we just need to remember where we've come from and how far we've got so far and not to go too over the top. Like, you know, something like Cambridge are not going to be an easy game. Did they beat Wrexham at the weekend, didn't they? Was it Cambridge that beat Wrexham?
It was 1-1.
They drew 1-1.
1-1, or they drew 1-1. But they were winning for a long time, weren't they? And, you know, they're going to give us a game.
They missed a penalty as well, Claire, Cambridge.
Yeah, so I just think that we just need to kind of just be a bit more, actually, yes, it's their big day out, but also they're going to try and show off a little bit as well. You know, their fans coming down. I mean, for Rotherham, charging £37 a ticket is, I couldn't believe it.
Sorry, what was that? What was 37?
Apparently, we charged them between £32 and £37 a ticket the weekend. That's why they only bought about 300.
Wow.
So,
that's off the scale, isn't it? That's a bit...
Yeah. You see, you can watch Premier League football, some of them for cheaper.
Yeah. No, that's a bit mad. But no, I think when we do go up, I think against Championship opposition, the way we play will work out better because the opposition won't sit back like they are in this division. So teams coming out at us more because obviously they're better quality opposition. I reckon we'll be able to play our game better at that level, and we'll finish off that way.
I think we'll see some of that, Paul. We'll see some of that, Paul, on Saturday, won't we, against Newcastle? Because they ain't going to come and sit back against us.
No.
I'm not saying that we're going to be better than what they are. We know we'll probably be a way off where they are just now, but it'll give us a chance to be able to prove against a team that will come out and be favourites like we have been most of this season.
Yeah.
One thing I have really liked about Davis this year, though, is we're talking about being humble and whatever else. He does a fantastic job after every game of just calming everyone down again and saying, listen, every game is the next game. And he's not looking at Newcastle right now. He's looking at Stevenage tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's not looking at Cambridge until next Sunday after the Newcastle game. And I think it's a fantastic way to be, really. Is just, take everyone at a time, work. How I see it, I think he's got a really good scouting network where they scout the teams they're playing against. And they train to those games when they have to, building up to those fixtures.
Yeah, no, I've been impressed with him so far. Chris Davies, I think for me, he got it wrong at Shrewsbury away, obviously, which is ages ago now, and he's put it right since. Since then, obviously, 17 games unbeaten. It's not an easy thing to do at any level, is it? Never mind in League One, So we've done that, and long may this continue. Long may this continue into the 20s and high 20s and even 30s. You never know, do you?
Is it just me who thinks that actually we're going into Saturday, it's a free hit, but actually don't rule us out?
Oh yeah,
I think.
Wait for my forecast.
anything can happen in football, can't it? At the end of the day, I mean,
it's a one-off. There's absolutely no pressure on us. I think all the pressure is on Newcastle coming into the game. It's almost role reversal, isn't it, as to what we're like in the league, because the pressure is on Birmingham when they go out to get a result. So therefore, other teams relax against us. And like you said, sometimes they shut up shop.
Yeah.
Saw it with Rotherham. They played some beautiful football at times.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not saying, by the way, we're going to go out and beat them, but I'm also saying don't rule us out. You know, if we go in with a negative attitude, that's all that will happen. It'll be negative, but honestly, it's a one-off.
Let's enjoy the occasion and let's play our game against them and see how we get on. You know, at the end of the day, they've just lost at home to Fulham. They've got to play Arsenal on Wednesday night, I think it is.
Semi-final, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know.
Then they've got Man City coming up as well. So
yeah.
I do hope that they play some of their star players. I do hope that they rest some of them too. And I just think that, it's a shame if Paik and Williamson can't play, because actually I think I would have preferred our really strongest 11 playing.
Yeah.
But again, do you know what? Even if we do lose 5-6-0, 4-5-6-0, do you know what? It's going to be a cracking game. The atmosphere is going to be brilliant. And it is what it is, because all I really care about is promotion.
Yeah.
And the Virtue Trophy, we could hopefully get a really good result tomorrow. And then it's just like Craig said, I think a free hit, enjoy the day. If we win, bonus. If we draw, it's where are we? Do you know what I mean? If we lose 4-0, okay, we're a little bit off. We might need to improve in some areas, but I think we all wanted a big draw, and we've got one. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to stick my neck out now, so I don't think we'll get hammered.
No.
There's only going to be 1 or 2 goals in it tops. I don't think anyone that loses won't lose by any more than 2 goals, and that's just my opinion. I think on the night, you know, the atmosphere and like you say, Claire, it'll just be off the scale again. It'll be like Wrexham again, won't it? You know, so and that obviously then gets another 15-20% out of every single man on the pitch in blue and white. So
in many ways, Paul, in many ways, it'd be like Wrexham, but without the Hollywood pizzazz. It'd be like a traditional English atmosphere. None of this, you know, like Deadpool stuff and all this like. It'll be
gone by, even in years gone by, when Benno saved Shearer's penalty and Jono got the winner at the end. You know, we beat them. We've beat them a couple of times, and even when, you know, we were in the Championship, you know, and we beat them 5-1 away, didn't we? Do you remember that? Obviously, Sheffield and whatnot.
Yeah, of course.
So,
what a great night.
Yeah. So anything can happen in any one-off game, you know, and there's no risk.
And we're on terrestrial TV. You know what I mean? So we go on about the games on Sky now, we can get a following on that, right? But actually, there's going to be lots of people that can actually sit down and watch Birmingham City. And so it's an opportunity just to shine and be out there. And I don't think Newcastle will be fancying it one little bit.
No.
They will come in confident, but I just don't think they'll fancy it overall.
No. No doubt Mr. Shearer will be there in his shirt and tie, all smug and looking forward to, you know.
He's going to be up in the commentary box, isn't he? So, you know, he'll be there with that one.
He'll probably be a punter.
And to decade what they were.
Yeah, he'll be in the studio with Lineker, wouldn't he? I remember him before we beat him 5-1, and he was, you know, he sat there as though it was a formality and they were going to turn us over. You know, so, and his face at the end was a picture. So hopefully the same thing happens again on Saturday.
Bring back the old cup games, you know, the West Ham game and the Royal game, and you know,
games.
when we normally have to pick it up, we normally do.
Yeah.
So let's just see what happens. Hopefully, well, I think it depends a lot on their result on Wednesday, because if they win that, they've got a chance, haven't they, of winning a cup. So I think that's all that they care about, winning a cup, don't they? Because they haven't won one for years. So
70 years, Claire. 70 years.
70?
70 years, isn't it?
Wow, longer than them down the road. Dear me, let's get them. Wouldn't they talk about that all the time as well?
Yeah.
Well, most of the stuff you hear about Newcastle is absolute garbage, because they've not won anything for 70 years, and they always talk about them if they're in the running for something. Well, 70 years is a long time running.
Mind you, they won the championship trophy, didn't they? A couple of 10, 11 years ago, didn't they?
They won the what?
They won the league, the league, championship.
Championship, yeah.
That's not a major trophy, though, is it?
No, but it's
Not
silverware, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we have it?
I suppose it's a trophy then, yeah, but it's not. Yeah, they're not classing that as a major trophy, are they? In their
No.
cabinet, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it anyway. So we'll see how we go. You know, like you say, Craig, it's a bit of a free hit. We're going up there, we're going down there, obviously not expecting, but you know, it's more hope than expectation. But you just never know, do you? On the night, anything can happen in football.
I did have a letter today reminding me that I hadn't bought my season ticket seat. Yeah. I replied, move the kick off and I'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be light then. The same atmosphere when it's light as when it's dark.
Yeah.
Can't you
Actually, I noticed on Saturday I come out the ground and it was still light. So we're moving. Yeah. We're moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Soon be spring.
So is there anyone else we think, or anywhere else we think we should strengthen before 11 p.m. other than a backup left back for Cochrane? Is anyone else, and this goes out to our viewers as well, is there anyone else out there that thinks we could do with an addition to the squad in any other position on the field or in the squad?
Comments on the board already around that, actually, Paula, and can't disagree with them because they've been saying it. You know, another number 10 would be nice. And I do think that that is the area to strengthen. And the other one that people have mentioned is left back. You know, we need some cover.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the left back we got is the best in the league by leaps and bounds, and we're probably getting most championship teams as well, if not all. Yeah. You know, so another player.
Yeah, Premiership teams, let alone the Championship.
Yeah. This is what's making me excited as a fan. You know, for the future, we've got these young players in the squad now that we've done some genius business this last transfer window before this one, and. You know, they're all going to grow with us. You know, your Stansfield, your Clarers, you know, they're all in their early 20s, aren't they? And obviously Cochrane, Paik, you know, Iwata. All these players, there's no reason why they can't do a job, you know, talking like maybe 3 or 4 years. And who knows, we might get back-to-back promotions. We don't know. We just don't know what the future's going to bring. But you don't want to get carried away. But in the short term, you know, what I do know is they're all far too good for this division, aren't they?
Yeah, I think also we've got to block out noise from... like when they're leaving another team. I mean, like Dowell, for example, we heard so much rubbish of how bad he is and, you know, Ben Davies, Rangers fans don't rate him. I think Davies has perfectly shown what he can do. And I think Dowell, I've seen him play twice and actually I'm quite impressed. So I think it depends to me. When they put on a blue shirt, that's when I'll then judge. They could be horrendous for anybody else, but actually... they're coming to us. They obviously want to be here. They don't have to be here if they're on loan or if they sign permanently. And let's just see what they're like in an actual blue shirt. You know, we should be cheering them on until, you know, maybe they don't do something right. But even then, we should still cheer them on if they're in a blue shirt.
That even happens at the top level, doesn't it? You know, you get big transfers and players go to big clubs, you know, and you pay over 80 million for them, and some of them have been a load of rubbish, haven't they, to be perfectly honest?
I think, I mean, we've been talking about the idiots that come and say all sorts of stupid things, but we're not alone in that. The thing about Davies was he made a horrible mistake in an Old Firm game, cost him the game, and that wasn't forgiven. So everybody had a downer on him for no real, you know, everybody makes a mistake. Unfortunately, it was against them. And the other guy, Kieran Dowell, was a signing by Beale. Now, the new manager wanted to get rid of them all, so he didn't, you know, and then he got injured. So he sort of left. When he got injured, he was on a downer anyway. And of course, he's never played since. And so the reputation has stuck with him through his injury. And now he's got a chance to play. I thought he was very good as well on Saturday. I quite like his little cameo against Huddersfield because obviously there was a situation and he came on and he did what he got to do. Was basically block up the middle of the pitch. You know, nothing fancy, but he did what he was asked. And, that sometimes tells you more than if you play a full game and you get a chance to get into it and whatever. But
I think sometimes, as a centre half, I think sometimes as well, the better player you play next to, the better you play as well, and he's next to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, I remember the error, and I'm trying to think. The centre half wasn't the one that's in there now. Again, another Beale signing, which the new manager basically tried to get them all out because they were too expensive and they weren't very good.
No, yeah, no.
A pacey winger seems to be the talk on YouTube is what we need.
Yeah. Down the right-hand side, definitely agree with that. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Pete Taylor's making a prediction that Yokoyama is going to move on a permanent move.
Really? That'd be a shame.
And he said then a mystery winger from on loan from the Premier League is going to come in after the Korean left-back has signed. That's what his money's on. So if that happens, then Pete Taylor, tell us the lottery numbers for the weekend as well, please.
Yeah, please,
yeah. So we look forward to the week ahead anyway, and hopefully it's as good as the week that's just passed us. But Chris, shall we start with our fun games? I believe you got a new one this time, ain't you?
I knew you were going to say that because I haven't got it ready.
I'll tell you what, I want to hear you sing the theme tune to this one, Chris.
I'll sort that one out in a bit. Do you want to do the who's first?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, then here we go. Nice and easy.
Former guest, you don't want us to shout out the answer because we want our viewers to have a go first.
Yep, please, yep. Here we go.
And as you said, just remember the noise. I remember walking out to a full capacity stadium. This game.
Easy one. I can see Mark Meredith nodding to that one.
The easiest one so far for me.
Yeah. But,
I thought that was Mark talking. Can you do it again?
Here we
He
go.
stuck his fingers up.
Noise. I remember walking out to a full capacity stadium. This game's being beamed around the world, and I've got family.
Yeah.
Nice and easy one, that one is.
No one's got it yet. I can't see anyone who's got it yet.
No one on YouTube? No. Yeah, if you keep an eye on Facebook, I'll keep an eye on YouTube. No one on YouTube. No.
Yeah, Ian Clayton's got it.
Oh, well done. Nice and easy.
Well done.
That was dead easy.
I'm going to do the hairs, the Barnets, right? Okie doke. What?
So this is he doesn't play for Barnet, but he's his Barnet, and this will never include Dave Barnet because he played for Barnet.
That's the full title.
What are you singing that Christmas?
You have to sing it.
Oh, hang on, my screen's just gone off. 2 seconds. Right.
Mark Meredith, in answer to your question, it was Michael Johnson.
Thought it was, yeah.
Yeah. Nice and easy.
What a guy. What a man.
Not Clayton Donaldson. No.
He's got a big job with the FA now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's one of the coaches.
Yeah, he's been there a while now.
Oh, okay. So you got two Barnets here. One I think is pretty easy. The other one's a bit, I don't know. Here we go. Tell me what you think of that.
Can't see anything yet.
All right. Okay.
Claire, put it up quick.
I can't unmute my phone today.
There's one hell of a lag on Facebook.
There we go.
Hey, Chris, I got both.
Have you really?
Can you describe it?
Brown hair.
Yeah.
And one's got quite short hair.
I know the.
I've got number one.
Can I have a guess?
Oh, Craig.
Chris, can I have a guess?
Oh,
No, hang on a bit. I know what everybody's going to say for number one, and it's not that one.
Let's let the viewers have a go. Pete Taylor has gone for Jason Bowen and Steve Claridge.
Oh, for God's sake, he's spot on.
That's what I went for as well. Jason Bowen and Steve Claridge, definitely.
I thought everybody would say Tate. There you go.
or Gary Paul.
The other one, you see, Jose, I expected to come out, and Anthony Bailey's done just that. Jose and Claridge.
Yeah, well.
No, that's Jason Bowen for sure. I remember that picture when he first signed.
Yeah, he's in like the Penguin shirt.
Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was.
Go on.
He doesn't.
A rubbish version of whose Barney is that?
This was the easiest game ever. 45 seconds, them 2 games took.
Okay, then let's see if you get this one then. Okay, so this is a bonus game. It's called He never played for Arsenal, but he's his Arsenal. Right, and even a bonus question if you can get both players there.
Well, we do look at their asses.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, that's the.
One.
Oh, I know that one.
Have a think.
I'm
Yeah.
Still waiting for these to come
Quite a-
through.
Give it away, Chris.
Christoph Dugarry.
That was the clue.
Yeah.
With, I don't know that about him.
Who's the Arsenal? Come on, you should know.
I can't see any others.
Kenny Cunningham.
I can only see one.
Oh, there's a number 20.
21's Dugarry.
22 behind.
21's behind. Yeah, you're right. That is Christoph Dugarry at the back.
Oh, there's two.
Yeah,
together.
That's the clue. You see.
Oh.
It's not Stephen Clements or Robbie Savage. No.
So what's this game? He played for Barnet and what? He played for Barnet and then Arsenal.
He never played for Arsenal, but he's his Arsenal.
Give him a biscuit.
Is it Kenny Cunningham?
No,
Is this two players in one photo? Is it? Sorry.
there is two players.
Yeah,
the one at the back is a bit of a
21,
clue. Yeah. It's quite a well-known photo actually.
They're pretty close there, aren't they?
They're very close. Yeah. Well, it's just scored.
That weren't the horse when it was in at Charlton, was it?
No,
No.
it's not
I can't
ups.
see
It's
it.
not Upson either. No. But in the back.
Have you got-
David
have you got-
Dunn from Bill Mint.
What's he say?
Bill Mint said David Dunn.
No.
Martin Taylor.
No.
Can't see it.
Matthew Upson.
No. Oh, and Buddy in the Box has got it on YouTube. It is in
Mikael
fact.
Forsell.
It is
Mikael
Forsell.
Forsell.
Well done. It was Mikael Forsell. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now your challenge is to think of another body part for next week.
yeah.
You're not a bit closer, Mark. Can't see.
That was just a blur, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I got my screen blurred out. That's why, you know.
Background.
Well done. There we go.
Talking about Jason Bowen, didn't I read he was seriously ill?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, I'd have got that with my eyes shut. Yeah, I don't know whether it was cancer or
Got
motor
MS.
neuron.
MS,
I-
Yeah.
MS or M something.
Yeah,
Motor something.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we
very sad.
send our best wishes on to him with that as well for that. So, yeah.
Definitely.
So what do we want to go over now? I think we've covered most things now. I'm running out of things to say.
Well, let's cover off the facts. That we got the men on 17 games unbeaten, and now the ladies on 5 unbeaten as well. So,
They won
They
yesterday.
lost last week.
not at home. They haven't.
Oh, it's home. It's
Yeah,
home.
sorry, away. Sorry, not at home. So yeah, a very hard fought 1-0 win up at the stadium alight. Fantastic finish from Lee though. To see that going in and keeping us top of the table. Albeit that the teams around us do have games in hand, but as with everything, you've got to win them. So the league's incredibly tight. London Lionesses are now second. Bristol dropped down to third after they didn't play this weekend. So it's going to be interesting now as we go into the next couple of weeks. I just want to go back on to the fact we've got 4 games left at home. So we want to just get as many people as possible down to St Andrews and United Park, supporting the ladies during those games. Watch out for some details around the women's OSC. And we want to get some members joining us, more people through the door to help support that team. But also, let's not forget, it's a family occasion, so it's not just about yourselves coming down, but bring your family, bring the kids. It's a great day out, bar when it's peeing it down with rain. But no, you get to meet the players, have a chat with them, signatures, posters for all the kids to get signed, and it's a totally different experience to what you see at the men's. And also, you could drink in the stands. So, it's not very often that you can say Birmingham City makes the top news stories on Sky News, as well as Sky Sports News, and as well as being on Sky to actually watch the football. But that particular weekend we did. So, Yeah, let's bring on the good times. Let's see them stay in top of the league, and please, let's get down there as much as possible to support them. Next game, 16th of February. So for those people that often say, I can't go on a Sunday, the kids have got school the following day, it's Claire's week off, so there's no excuse. So get
it's
yourself
a 2 o'clock kickoff.
2 o'clock kickoff, £2 for kids, £8 for an adult. Come and support them. It's a great occasion. And hey, we had Christian Bielik and Chris Davies down at the last game. You never know, there might be some other faces that will turn up for this one as well. So watch out for information, but come and support the ladies.
That's a name there you've mentioned there, Craig. Christian Bielik. Certainly hope that he's still our player this time tomorrow. Hope he doesn't go to Stoke. Because he's a pretty good player for us. To be fair, I don't want to lose any quality players. And I mean, he's a captain at the end of the day. Do we see him when he's fully? Because he's still getting his match full fitness back. Do we see him straight back in when he's fully fit?
I don't see him going anywhere now. I think had we have not had the injuries that we've got at the moment, then potentially we would have seen a little bit of movement. It wouldn't surprise me one little bit if he doesn't potentially go at the end of the season. I suppose it depends on how we see the squad as we move into next season. I don't think he'll go anywhere in this window.
So if I'm Christian Bielik, I'm looking at us and where we're at and where we're going, and then I'm looking at Stoke. Well,
we said this. I was going to say, Paul. We said this last week. Why would you go to Stoke?
Yeah, I don't know. Because you can say they're in a high league at the moment, but next season they're going to be in the same league. So I don't see it. I don't see the benefit of leaving us to go to Stoke. If I'm being honest.
Nah.
I can't imagine that they would be able to tempt him with some vast salary.
No,
just wouldn't happen.
No,
like I said, it boils down to the fact it's such an exciting, like you said, it's an exciting time. Possible league winners' medal, possible Wembley trip. Why would you turn that down?
It's just the only reason I can think is if Chris Davies has pulled him aside and just said, "Look, I know you're the captain, but." Obviously, Laird's been playing well lately. We're not going to split up Paik and Iwata when the team's fully fit.
No.
And he's certainly not going to split up Davies and Clara at the back unless barring. No. Where else is he going to go?
Yeah.
The only other place he's back in at right back for Laird, but at the moment he wouldn't make that change because Laird's got better. So it's hard to get him back in the team, isn't it? Unless he puts him in midfield until Paik's fit. But again, Gardner Hickman's doing really well there, and Leonard's played well there as well, and obviously Iwata's fit again. So
we haven't got to if one of the two middlemen got injured, who would we put in without him?
Yeah, centre half.
Yeah.
And Lee's the only other one we got.
Yeah. Would you play Bielik tomorrow?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I would.
Get some legs. Get his legs moving.
It's a perfect opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's a squad game at the end of the day, and this guy's the captain, but he's not. I just don't think he's going to get his shirt as easy as what he did before he got injured, is he?
Nah.
Just going back to the ladies as well, we've mentioned there about transfer deadline day today for the men's team, but transfer deadline day was for the ladies last Thursday. And whoever is working for the club and getting these players through the door, we've made some great signings already, but pulling off the signing of Emily van Egmond on transfer deadline day, who is a renowned player for the Matildas, Aussie international, playing with all the greats that have been with part of that team, and to get her joining us when we're still just fighting in the Championship also shows the commitment that the owners have got towards the ladies' game, because she could have graced many a women's Super League team, let alone coming to Birmingham City. So
I was shocked when we got her. Her
absolutely brilliant.
Insane.
So it's great that we're continuing that trend of bringing in quality and being able to attract the quality to the club across both the men's and the ladies. So well done to the skating team for the ladies as well, because that's just one hell of a signing.
Thanks very much to Sunderland for allowing the game to be broadcast. I've been a bit disappointed the last couple of weeks, but Yeah, it was on Sunday. Thank you very much. Wasn't the greatest game ever, but we won, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
I think the Virtue Trophy is only one leg, you know, going back to that.
Only one
Yeah,
leg.
so it's only one leg.
It is one
Going
leg.
half-term week on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
that body looked or anything.
So we're basically two games away from Wembley.
Looking the way the draw's been made, we could end up playing. It's Peter. We'll be playing Peterborough or Charlton. Are they playing?
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham. So, you know, and the final could well be against Wrexham.
Yeah, because they're away to Bolton, aren't they? And
yeah, or Bolton. Yeah, but it'd be again. If it's Wrexham,
tomorrow,
if it's Wrexham, you know, the world will want to see it. And
when is the final? It's the 13th of April, isn't it? Sunday the 13th.
April 13th.
Yes, no, the 13th after my hen do on the 12th.
Oh dear.
No good source either, because my daughter's in Italy on a school trip, and my dad will be at my uncle's 70th birthday in Wales.
I'll be there though. Don't you worry about that. Or wherever I am, I have been. They gave me a train ticket from wherever I'm coming from.
Yeah. Have your hen do at Wembley, around Wembley.
I wonder what the allocation will be
I'm
for
having
that.
a 2-day hen do.
What do we think the allocation will be for that final?
50,000 again.
No, do you know?
To be honest,
Don't get it's corporate, isn't it? It's around about 35 normally, isn't it? And then the rest is corporate.
I don't think there's many corporates for that. To be honest, I know when
we get 30,000 at least.
Whatever we get, we'll sell, won't we, for Wembley?
Oh, yeah.
We'll get about 40,000.
And we'll still have people whinging season ticket holders that can't get tickets as well. But you know, I mean, it will never happen.
Yeah.
But let's not go there.
Well, we've had plenty of games. I mean, you know, I've been to nearly every one apart from Exeter. You know, the Fulham under-21s could have gone to Warsaw, could have gone to. Do you mean?
What we got 17,000 season ticket holders, 18,000, something like that. We're going to have 30,000 seats, so I don't think we've got anything to worry about, have we?
Season tickets, nothing to worry about with the cup games. Absolutely nothing to worry about.
Bill's just mentioned that the semi-final is not regional, so we could get Wrexham in the semi.
No, it's open to anybody. The semi-final.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's no extra time. It's just straight to pens.
Yeah.
At which point, I wouldn't fancy Wrexham at their place. You know, I'll take that one at home if that was to be drawn out. I wouldn't fancy them at their place.
I fancy Blues anywhere at the moment.
We could beat Wrexham on their ground, Craig.
I think so.
Yeah.
We said that.
It'd be nice to have a home game. See if we can sell out. I bet you we will for the semi-final.
Final.
Weird, wouldn't it, Claire?
It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? We'll sell out for semi-final. Get it rocking.
Yeah. I'll take it you're going tomorrow night, Claire, yeah?
Yeah.
Tough question, wouldn't it?
Can't wait to go to Stevenage. Never been there before.
Oh, yeah.
No, another new ground to tick off the list.
Another one of the 92. So, Claire, actually, how many grounds out of the 92 have you actually done now?
Me and my mum have got this written down. I'd probably say half, at least.
There's a lot.
We go to ground, so what me and my mum do is if we're nearby, we'll go to the ground. So, yeah, but I think it's been quite good being in League One because we've been to more random grounds than we ever have been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Here's a good question. How many grounds have we been to that don't exist anymore?
Ooh.
Loads. I've been to 126 league grounds, and I haven't done the 92 yet.
Yeah, so
I've done
they
a
keep
few.
changing.
Keep changing, yeah.
You got Roker Park being one of the ones that doesn't exist.
So,
I've been there.
Brentford.
Yeah,
I went to Brentford.
Highbury.
Yeah, I've been to Reading's old ground, Elm Park.
Yeah,
Highbury,
Elm Park,
Reading.
Yeah.
Ninian Park.
Wigan.
White Hart Lane as well.
Yeah.
White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
Anyone been to Millwall's the old den?
Yeah.
No,
I have.
No.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
No, I've only been to the new one.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, in the day. Yeah.
Man City's ground as well. Was another one that was gone.
Road.
Yeah.
I've been there as well. Yeah, I've been there.
Coventry's Highfield Road as well.
Oh, yeah.
Good shout, Ian Clayton. Filbert Street. God, you forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I went to
Filbert
Filbert when Claridge scored against us just after he signed for him and ran over.
Yeah, I did FA Cup third round. Yeah, I remember it.
Derby's ground as well. Can't remember what that was called.
Baseball ground.
Baseball ground.
So, yeah.
No, you remember when you remember crazy things? I remember Mark Morrison coming on the pitch at half time and Return of the Mac.
Return of the Mac, yeah. went to prison about 6 months later, didn't he? Robbing a bank.
Yeah.
And Bill Min wants to know what's the best stadium we've ever been to. I'm going to go with, and I'll still stick by this. Cardiff with the roof shut is better than Wembley.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Might be right.
International stadium, yes, but I think British stadium would have to be Anfield and walking out, and then it was like a snooker table. It's one of my first away games, and it just took my breath away. And then foreign, I'd say Real Madrid or Barcelona. And I saw Santos. I saw Neymar's first game against Santos for €10.
Wow.
Messi and everyone played, and me and my mum were there like, yes, €10.
I've been to the Dragão Stadium. That was impressive in Portugal. When I went to Euro 04.
No. Don't shout out the fact that you've been to a stadium full of drugs. It really doesn't go down well.
I have to say, after Thursday at Tottenham, it's breathtaking. You know, if our stadium's a tenth as good as that, it'd be all right. But I just hope that we match it. It's wonderful. I won't bore everybody by saying why, but it is wonderful.
One stand.
Yeah.
Would you have a one stand at the Blues, though?
What?
Would you have it like, instead of like 2 tiers, would you have like the wall?
Oh yeah, I think so. For atmosphere.
I think you've got to.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Wouldn't you imagine everyone in the aisles just running down when we scored?
That's how it used to be. It used to be like that.
A few other grounds have been reeled off on Facebook. So Millmore for Rotherham, Park, Walsall as well.
Yeah.
Ayrsham, Burnham Park, Fellows Park.
Remember the old supermarket? Remember the old supermarket at Bolton there? The old supermarket in the way end.
Yeah, Burnham Park.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Anyone been to White Hart Lane as well? The old White Hart Lane.
Yes.
I went to the old White Hart Lane.
A couple of times.
I was there when Dooley ripped them to shreds. I never forget that game.
Was anyone there when Seb Larson scored that worldie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wasn't that one.
I remember going to Old Trafford when it had atmosphere.
When he wasn't falling down.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Main Road as well, and we beat.
Yeah, scary grounds at them days. Yeah.
The old Oxford Stadium, which didn't have a roof.
Yeah,
I got absolutely drowned behind that goal. I drove home in my underpants because I couldn't sit in my clothes.
Too much information there.
Honestly, I just couldn't move. I just take all my gear off and drove home in my underpants.
He didn't even score 6 either. He just took it off anyway.
Was that when we won 7-1?
Yes, it was. That was the day. Feeling down that day, and we was behind that goal. Me and my daughter. She didn't get undressed because she didn't have to drive, but I couldn't move my legs, to drive. So I whipped them off. And, those were dry by the time we got out.
Try to explain that when a cop is pulling you over.
Worst ground you've been to?
Crew in the old days.
Crew, yeah.
I think Oxford
and Darlington was a bit poor as well.
Away is the worst one for me. It's
I got soaked at Fratton Park. I got soaked at Fratton Park against Portsmouth one time.
Stockport probably this season.
Stockport.
It was cold. It was wet. It was just after New Year.
Yeah.
One of my favourite away games though, and it's at an old stadium now as well, was when we beat West Ham in the Premier League when John got to Park.
Yeah.
First away win.
Springfield Park.
One of the worst stadiums I've been to is Crystal Palace's because they've still got wooden benches for seats. Yeah.
Burnley's ground used to have them.
Yeah.
I'll never forget watching Ian Bennett in goal, and then someone dropped a pie behind my seat so I couldn't sit down. And I couldn't hardly see, so it was just horrible.
You mentioned Ian Bennett. Would you have Ian Bennett as guest of the day on Saturday?
Oh, against Did he say?
Against Newcastle, yeah.
He would have nightmares, wouldn't he?
Get him out on the pitch.
I'd have him in the bloody BBC studio, sat next to Shearer as our pundit.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go one better. Let's have Shearer on the pitch in the corner, and Ian Bennett has to walk past him while he's being interviewed at half time by Richard Golding. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Actually, is there going to be any relevance to Birmingham City Football Club in that BBC studio on Saturday? I bet
They normally do, don't they? They normally have somebody.
they do for the big. They do for
Like Joe Hart. Does Joe Hart do it and stuff like that now?
Yeah, true. They only seem to do it for like Premier League clubs, don't they? You know what I mean? When I don't know how they'll see us. I think they should see us properly and have a form of.
Probably have Lee Hendry.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Guy do well with like Clinton Morrison and stuff. I mean, he got a good reception when he was at Wrexham doing it. We all shouted his name.
Yeah.
He was brilliant on Sky as well, actually.
Is there any ex-Blues
Probably
in
be,
Newcastle?
Go on,
It'd
Rob.
probably be Chris Sutton, though, wouldn't it? Doesn't he normally do the BBC now?
Chris Sutton, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, you might get Karen Carney doing it, but I don't know whether she does BBC.
Yes, she does, doesn't she? Yeah. We might get her.
Both, didn't she?
Yeah, well, that's a great choice, Karen Carney. Or, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any ex-Blues players that work for the BBC. I can only think of Joe Hart. Joe Hart would be a good guess, wouldn't he?
Wasn't Savage? Didn't Savage work for the BBC? Or was it
Savage
RTV?
did for a bit.
Yeah, he's TNT.
His radio, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's TNT now, and he's
Oh, it's
Savage.
TNT now, yeah.
It's interesting anyway to see who's in there. I think Upson do bits for him as well at times.
Oh, yeah.
Radio.
Good one, yeah.
Yeah, Sutton does.
They need to have somebody in there. They can't just have Shearer, can they? He's just too biased.
Like Carragher and Neville, innit? Whenever.
Oh.
Well, they could have Gary Lineker, and then they could say to me, well, I never scored here either.
Speaking of old players, what's going on with Chris Woods? He must be 104 now, still knocking him in.
I know, yeah.
Good player he was. A lot of people knocked him down when he played for us.
Yeah. I signed him any day of the week. I think West Brom, they realised, didn't they, when he came to Birmingham, what they got on their hands as a player. And
They took him back, didn't they?
yeah, when they had him back. But then they flogged him on afterwards. So,
Yeah.
but awesome. I mean, I absolutely loved watching Nottingham Forest spanking 7 at the weekend. You know, who'd have thought we'd be talking about Nottingham Forest being so high up in the Premier League?
Yep,
Do you see the possession numbers? You see the possession stats in that game?
It's about 38%, weren't it, for Forest?
Yeah. Just shows you, doesn't it? It's crazy. It's crazy, that is. 38% for Forest, and they win 7.
Yeah. As you say, just goes to show, doesn't it?
Pete Taylor said, how about Obafemi Martin's back flipping into the shot whilst putting his mic getting ready for the game at the BBC.
Brilliant. Good shape.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, Chris Woods. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
I think seeing Forest doing what they're doing and where they are, you know, it gives us
inspiration, isn't it?
no reason. Yeah, there's no reason why that couldn't be us in 3 or 4.
The was well worth it, wasn't it?
Fraser Higgins, I think, has possibly nailed the guest because he is working for BBC now, and that's Troy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He was on a quiz program, wasn't he, over the weekend? Dear.
He was on the weakest link, and
He was,
he
yeah.
got through that first round. You know, it was just ridiculous, but he got away with it.
He is. I know.
How far did he get? I didn't see that.
He got
He was
he got the last
4th out, I
didn't he?
think.
Yeah. He got the last 4.
Did he? Fair play to him.
Yeah, and he does come over as thick as Bigfoot, doesn't he?
The thing is, if anybody had picked him to go off, then he'd beat them up.
Yeah.
Predictions for the last 5.
So again?
I said predictions for the last 5
Oh,
minutes.
yeah, here we go.
Yeah. And so I'll start us off then with tomorrow night. I think we will win tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to be easy in the slightest. I think we will get a narrow 1-0 win tomorrow night. And on Saturday, it's hard to talk with your head and not your heart, isn't it? But I think we'll just lose on Saturday 2-1 to Newcastle. Craig?
I'm going to say I think it'll be 2-1 tomorrow night. And I think I'll be the same as yourself, actually, Paul. I think we'll lose narrowly. I'll go for 2-1 as well, actually, to Newcastle on Saturday. As much as I don't want to say that, but we'll give them a game.
Right.
I think we'll win 2-1 tomorrow. I think we'll scrape tomorrow. And I've got to be honest, I think we'll lose Saturday. I think we'll lose 3-1. But again, we'll have a right good go. But I think we'll just have a little bit too much. But I'll say 3-1.
Okay. Claire?
For the first time ever, I think I'm going to agree with Rogue.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But my heart goes, we will be 1-1 on Saturday, and then we'll score in the 92nd minute.
Wow.
I really hope tomorrow, though, we don't go to extra time. We don't go to penalties, please. And please don't leave it to the last minute again.
Do you remember that, Claire, when Jono scored in the 90th minute against Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just hope that it depends what team they put out. I think, they go full strength. I think it's going to be a test because when they're flying. But, I mean, my head and my heart always think differently. So I hope we do get something.
Yeah. I think even if they don't go full strength, though, you're still going to have the likes of Kieran Trippier playing and, Longstaff in midfield. And, they've got some good players in their squad as well, haven't they, outside of their first 11. But yeah, I think that they will pick their strongest possible team. I do. Maybe besides maybe one or two changes, but I do think he'll put his strongest 11 out, Eddie had. I think they'll get the job done in 90 minutes on Wednesday against Arsenal.
Yeah.
2 up anyway, so I do think that they'll get the job done in 90. I hope they don't. I hope it goes to extra time and all the way, but I don't think it will. And then he'll have them fresh for Saturday, won't he? But yeah, Alan.
Who won both games?
Really? That's confidence.
We're going to beat Newcastle 2-1.
Yes. Basing that on the game that they've got on Wednesday. Plus, there's a second leg to come in that, don't forget. So it will depend on the result.
This is the second leg, this one.
This is the second leg on Wednesday.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They're 2-0 up.
Well, okay. And if you ask Newcastle who they'd least likely to visit in a cup game, I think those with a long memory would say Birmingham would be that team. And I just we don't lose, do we? We don't lose. We might end up 1-1 and go to penalties. Who knows? We don't lose.
Is it straight to pens on tomorrow and Saturday? Is that right? No extra time.
No, it's extra time Saturday.
On the FA Cup.
So no extra time tomorrow, straight to pens if we're drawing, and then extra time and pens on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. They'd have been off doing away with extra time than the replays, wouldn't they? Why don't they just ditch off extra time and have the replays?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Times half an hour and the replays an hour and a half.
I know that.
And travel.
Yeah. I know, but I just think that it's just.
I don't agree. It'd be great, wouldn't it, to go up to like St James's Park for like a.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Tuesday night at St James's Park. Be absolutely ace.
Yeah.
In the gods.
Beat them 5-1 again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
it's false economy because if you had replays, then teams like Tottenham wouldn't have sent a Mickey Mouse side to Tamworth, would they? They'd have made sure they got it out the way. And it's the same for everybody. If you don't want to replay, win the game.
Yeah.
Win the game. You don't get a replay then.
No.
Stop messing around.
I remember actually being surprised though how many first teamers started at Tamworth, for Tottenham.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah. I think Solanke started, didn't he? And Pedro Porro was playing. And
yeah.
They had quite a few first teamers out, didn't they?
Madison
played, yeah. But yeah, Mark Meredith, your predictions, mate.
1-0 win tomorrow, 2-0 loss Saturday.
Okay. I hope Alan's right here and we're all wrong.
Well, Ian Clayton has said that he's going to have a £5 double bet on both of the games with Birmingham winning 2-1. And if it happens, he's booking his holiday with his winnings.
You can send me a drink as well.
Yeah. He'll have to put it on holiday with his winnings. Chris, what's your predictions?
I think we'll win tomorrow 2-0. I just can't. I really can't see us beating Newcastle. I just can't see it. Sorry. So, I mean, if we do, I'm getting the thong back out. But I think 2-0 Newcastle.
So it doesn't even have to be 6-0. We're just getting a thong out.
I'm just going to get it out anyway.
So, ladies and gents, Chris Brown has just said it, and this is recorded. Therefore, he will get the thong out if we beat Newcastle.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
no.
Come on.
Please, Newcastle, win.
There you go. There's your threat.
When we attack that on Saturday, we're going to be like, no.
Yeah, 90th minute, it's 0-0, and it's like, don't score.
Everyone's booing in the up until when it's in for the winner.
Even the crowd. Oh no!
That Arsenal competition will be easy.
God will be going like that.
It's one game we didn't want to win.
Well, on that note, gentlemen, we've been the Tilton Talk Show. I think that's a wrap, isn't it, Chris?
It certainly is. About 3 minutes ago.
So it's good night from me, Paul Hipkiss, and it's good night from Mark Meredith.
Good night from me, and it's a good night from my best friend, Mark Robe.
Thanks, friend. I'd like to say good night to all my friends, wherever you may be.
It wouldn't take long.
Have a good one, and see you soon.
Okay.
You got to pass the baton.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
It's forgotten.
And good night from me, and good night from Claire.
The drugs are kicking in.
Honestly, I do wonder where we get him from.
Sorry, I was miles away then. I was thinking about
good
the FA
night
Cup.
from me. Safe travels to everyone else going down tomorrow. And it's good night from my good old friend, Craig Courtney.
It's good night from me. It's Come On Blues tomorrow. Here's to a great game on Saturday. Robe, face facts, you've got no friends. I'm ending on a high. And over to the chairman of the board.
Thank you. Just before I say goodnight, I just want to give a shout out to my good friend who's a Cardiff City supporter and a Welshman. And I just sent him France 43, Leeds 7. That makes 50 in all. Bad luck, mate. God bless you and good night to everybody.
And it's good night from me as well. Good night.
Chris Brown.
Good night, everybody.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Last.
I don't do much around here anyway.
Nicest show we've ever had for you.
If we win, if we beat Newcastle, the next show next week has to open up with the thong song.
Oh, no.
Dun, 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 dun.
We start life again, aren't I?
Sorry.
Have you ever played for Arsenal, no, Brown?
I'm trying to put that song on there.
Bye, Robe.
So Arsenal and Barney, and he played for... I don't get it.
Okay, so when somebody's got half an hour, can they explain it to Robe? Good night.